Hello and welcome to MGP219. I'm Kev, and with me as ever there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Do you realise that 95%, probably more, of the people who enjoy this each week are listening to it on Spreaker or iTunes and can't see you idiots waving?
Well, that's their problem. Hello.
There we go. That's more like it. Greet the poor people. They've missed you for a week, Sheepdog.
I was here last week.
Yeah, but you
It's been a week.
You haven't been here during the week.
Yeah, I'll give them that. Hello. It's been a good one.
Has it? Why?
Just has. I've had a good week.
How dare you? What do you think?
No,
this
you've
is?
had a nice week.
I will not. What language is the thing tweeted out in this week?
Gosh, have a look.
Are we checking the language?
It's Arabic. I just looked.
Is it really? Fantastic. So if you are watching this live, you can obviously retweet the Arabic tweet to tell people, oh, goodness me, is that Arabic? I don't even know what that is. I mean, that could be anything. I can't even get
That's
that
just
up on
the
screen.
white screen.
I'll retweet it anyway, and one day I'll figure out how to how to fix that bit. Oh, I'd love to Twix it as well, though. That would be good. If you are watching live, obviously, as usual, you can get involved in the chat, and these fine gentlemen and Sheepdog will keep us up to date with what's going on in there throughout the show. Or you can just tweet in at MGUK Podcast. And Crooked T has already said on Twitter, huh? Because I don't speak Arabic. Goodness me.
We're on tour. That's where we are.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, if you are watching live on YouTube and you haven't popped a like on there yet, now's a good time. While we're establishing the language it's tweeted out in, pop a like on there for us, subscribe to the channel, all of that good stuff. So what have we been up to over the course of the last 7 days, boys and girls? That's you three.
Not a lot.
I'm typing.
You're typing? Good.
Typing in the chat, that's all.
Been working. Been a good week. Had a nice time.
Nice time at work.
Yeah, I do a good job.
Do you?
Mm.
Find this hard to believe.
Well, it's true.
I have a complaint about the world.
Oh, go on.
First up. Every DC pop vinyl at the moment has an advert in it for the Legion of Collectors, and it's a bit. I've got 3 of these, just full-size adverts, telling me that for $25 I'll receive all this wonderful stuff that we can't get in the UK. That needs fixing. I want this now because look, it's got Batman with his armor on.
You won't get that one, will you?
No, but I just want a Legion of Collectors box.
They're
Nice
nice,
review box, featured items from Batman vs Superman. How
You
good.
owe me £30
Why?
because I signed up to Collector Core to try and buy one of their old boxes and ended up buying the Spider-Man box.
Which will be awesome. So, if anything, you
It's
owe
not
me
gonna-
£30.
It's not going to get it till August.
It's alright.
They've already charged me for it. I'm skinned for a month now.
Sheepdog. Consider that an early birthday present from me to you.
Well, hand me the cash then.
No, that's not how this works. You could call that. I tell you what, you could give me that for my birthday, which is just 9 days away. You could
It is
give
coming
me
up.
your collector's core, and then I could have 2, and then I could have Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. And
Multiverse.
They don't sell the old ones in the UK, apparently.
Don't they?
So I can't buy Squirrel Girl, and now I'm out of money.
I'll sell you one for £400.
No.
Sure.
Mhm.
That offer remains on the table for the rest of the show if you change your mind.
I'll consider it.
There's a good boy. Anyone done anything exciting gaming-wise then? We may as well talk about video games. I hear that's why we're here.
I gave up on the Escapist Walking Dead because it was a bit monotonous, but only the level I was on. I'm still stuck on the farm. I can't kill any of the zombies, so I'm kind of like, I'm screwed basically, because that's the point of the game. But
You could just turn it into your own version of Walking Dead Farm Simulator and just get a really efficient farm up and running and let the zombies stay the other side of the fence.
Maybe, but the problem I've got is that I only have 6 bullets, and then I have to kill them with a bar of soap in a pillowcase.
Alright,
And
that'll do the job.
it's not really, it's not really effective enough. The only way I managed to kill anyone was by luring Herschel right up to the zombie, and then while it was killing him, I killed the zombie. And then I did the same with Rick's wife and Dale, and then I couldn't really get anyone close enough to take out the rest, and I would have had to find new people to lure, really, because...
So have these other people got bullets, but they just won't let you have them?
No, they're all unequipped, and just I have to equip them with more batons and stuff, which I do, but they're equally useless and zombie bait, basically.
Nice. I don't see that that's a problem. That seems perfectly acceptable for me.
Yeah.
The Escapist in general is rubbish. I never made it past the first level on it, and
Well,
I'm glad you didn't convince me to buy it.
Yeah, I just
Actually, did you convince me to buy it?
You did buy it.
Oh, for goodness sake! I haven't downloaded it, so that Sheepdog, you owe me £30 or having a talk house.
It was like 80p, wasn't it?
Right, you owe me 80p.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I really liked the story, the way it was telling the story. I know the story is the walking to the story, so it's easy to like it. But what I mean is, the way it was doing it was good. It's just I couldn't get the gameplay to work right. It just didn't work.
Oh, well, it's because it's rubbish.
I also played.
Don't worry, it'll be at every expo we ever go to for the rest of the time, because it's been at every one we've been to so far.
My wife's come to tell me Wales won 3-1.
That's one.
Did they?
Congrats.
She just went Wales. I'm like, what? The animal? I was like, yeah. Like, I need more information.
Well, if that's finished, that means we'll be flooded with viewers now.
You knows it. I also played NHL 2016 because I was on my EA Access and I thought, ooh, I like the last ice hockey game I played, and this one seems to be identical to it in every way.
What was the last one you played?
It was about 8 years ago on the Xbox 360 in Germany. And so it must have been, 2007 or 2008. That's assuming the hostel I was in had the most up-to-date version. But this game looks no different, plays no different. It's just a hockey game. But it was fun. I had great fun with it. I don't know if I had it on too easy a setting, but I just won every game by a large margin. The other team didn't stand a chance. They couldn't hit the puck into my goal, so I was just Mr. Indestructible. But I said to Pab, I daren't play it against a human because I imagine I'd just be an idiot and be really rubbish at it then.
Do you understand the rules of ice hockey?
Not particularly. Every time my goalkeeper saved the puck with his hands, we had to take a kind of free kick in a circle to the left or the right.
Yeah, that whole thing confuses me because it seems to randomly select whether you do it in your half or their half. Which I don't really understand. Certainly the last time I played one of these.
It does it in their half if I take a shot and their goalkeeper saves it. But then I was finding if I hit pass quick enough, the goalkeeper just passes it instead, and I don't have to do that silly thing. And I have to time hitting the puck just right to steal it from the opposition. So once I'd got those timings just right, I was just scoring goal after goal. Is it called a goal in hockey?
Probably. If it's not, it should be.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll call it a score.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to play with me on this online some point over the next week, I'm up for a game. I haven't played games.
What version is it? Is it the one that's on EA Access?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So anyone with EA Access can join me. But yeah, they're the only two I've really played this week, other than a bit of Civ, which I just found out when I fired up my laptop. I've left on for like 4 days, so I might have just lost half my thing because I just turned it off.
Silly goose.
Well.
Splendid. What are the rest of you crazy kids? I've played some Football Manager, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you've played?
Just a little bit.
That's a change, isn't it?
I know. I'm up to nearly 600 hours on that for FM16 now.
That's ridiculous.
How long's that been out? 7 months, 8 months? So
and you were moaning at me when I said, I played 109 hours of Dragon Age.
Yeah, that's because that's all the same, isn't it? It's just dragons and stuff.
What on Football Manager isn't.
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head there. Football Manager is not all the same.
I see.
I'm in 2039 now, Bolton are top of League One. We're charging back up the leagues.
Good. Good. What I like to hear.
Exactly. I'm going to get myself a Bolton shirt, Pab, I've decided.
Yeah, good. Good.
Yeah, with one of my players' names on the back. I haven't decided who yet. But I will have a Bolton shirt. You need to clue me in when they start selling off last season's ones for £5.
Oh, they started doing that about 2 months ago maybe, but they didn't have any in. They ran out of home shirts. I've never seen that ever. They only had something like that. They ran out of shirts basically.
So you're telling me I can't buy a last season's Bolton shirt now?
Maybe in a way. No, I don't know. Possibly. There's a possibility.
I'm googling it. I'm gonna find out. I want.
I'll look. Do you want me to look into it for you?
Yeah, and I don't want to pay more than a tenner for it.
Yeah,
Posh,
they were selling them a
Posh
tenner.
aren't reducing theirs this year. They've just disappeared off the website, which is most upsetting. And the pink one is the only one still on there, and it's still full price. So I assume we're playing in pink away from home for another year, which is good because it's an awesome kit, but bad because it means I can't buy it yet because I'm not paying £40 for a T-shirt.
Yeah, you're too right. I wouldn't do that either. Although I do it every season. I buy the new shirt every season, just one. Just at the start of the season, that's about as much as I give them every year.
Bolton home shirt. You lot carry on talking amongst yourselves. I'm looking for a Bolton shirt. That's a Juventus shirt. I don't understand why that's come up when I've googled.
Because they're similar. They're very similar teams. Yeah, no results found currently.
I'll get a Juventus
no
shirt.
result,
They're only £25. Why is a brand new Juventus shirt only £25, but a Bolton one's?
Is it a brand new one, or is it 15-16 season?
16-17.
Oh, well, is it a child's?
I don't know. I'm not the king of football shirts, Pap.
Oh, there you go. So you need to know. No, there's nothing on the official website at the minute. They must be prepping for the new stuff.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to get Bolton shirts. Once I'm not their manager anymore, they'll be dead to me.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Talking of video games, though, what else have we played, kids?
What else have I was speaking to Sheepdog earlier. I think I've overdone Overwatch.
Are you going to start calling it overdone?
No, I still love the game, and basically competitive mode has come out this week. So, and I've been found wanting. Basically, I've just been found to be an absolute noob at this game, whereas I thought I was quite competent in the game, but I'm not. You go through like a basic. You go into like the competitive mode, and you have to play 10 games to be ranked as to see which level you go in at. And you have to play 10 games, and I lost 8 and won 2 of them, which is appalling. And I got put. You get standard.
You've been practicing this for about 4 years. How are you not brilliant?
I know. Well, apparently there's a lot better people out there than me. And yeah, so I got put into something like rank 4.
Am I here?
Sorry, Sheepdog?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole Bolton shirt thing, I was telling you to get on with it, and I realised I've been on mute for the whole time. Ridiculous. I'm back now. Hello.
Oh, that was at least you didn't interrupt. It was an interesting discussion about Bolton shirts.
Yeah.
So go back where you were, Pap.
Yeah. So I've basically just carried on playing it, but I got to the stage yesterday where I just stopped and went, right, I'm done with this for the time being. I've not once ever since getting this game and playing it. I've never just been like, I've had enough. But actually, just been shown up like a right noob. I've just decided I'm going to stop for a little bit. I'll maybe just play the quick play non-competitive mode for a little bit, just so I can get a bit better again. But yeah, I played some of that.
Splendid.
Yes. Want to carry on?
What's inside? That's what I was trying to ask you when you were talking about Bolton shirts.
Well, if you had watched the video on the YouTube channel.
Don't even pretend.
There is a video on the YouTube channel. It is from the makers of Limbo. It's a new game from them guys. And this game is as good as, if not better than, Limbo right now. It is seriously a good game. If you like Limbo, you get this straight away. Just no doubt.
What if I was indifferent to Limbo?
You'll probably be indifferent to this.
Yeah.
Limbo is a great game.
It is.
Yeah. And this is just it's just a natural progression of the what's it called? I can't remember the company's name. But yeah, it is just a natural progression of the makers. How everything's slightly tweaked, slightly better. So there's better puzzles, the graphics look better because it was all like black shadowy, wasn't it, in Limbo? Mm-hmm. This one there's like slight tweaks to it, so it's like sort of like there's like 2.5D sort of thing, and there's some there's lots of faded colour. So there's I think you play as like a little boy and he's got like a red shirt on and that fades in and out and stuff like that. It's just a beautiful game and it's got some incredibly clever puzzles, and I don't want to say too much because it just spoils it. It's worth playing. I think you can do it.
Would it spoil it if I watch your 35-minute video?
No.
Does it spoil it if I just read the plot on Wikipedia? Because I just did.
Yeah, that spoils it. Yeah.
Oh crap! Could have warned me. I was only reading the summary of it. But...
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know what the summary is. But I would just. The video is 35 minutes long. I didn't want to play that much, to be honest with you. But you get to like. Trying to explain this without trying to spoil too much of it.
Do you want me to read the Wikipedia summary?
Go on, see what it says. Go on,
Inside tells a story about a young boy as he struggles against evil forces trying to take over the world through questionable experiments on human bodies. The boy starts in a forest where strange dark figures appear to be watching and hunting him, but this soon gives way to a factory-like warehouse where the boy finds an entity performing mind control experiments on people, and he looks to find a way to stop it.
Yeah, that sums it up. But it's like Limbo in the sense that there are puzzles to it, but the puzzles don't seem as necessarily punishing. Because I found yourself dying a lot in Limbo, whereas I don't think that seems to have happened in.
I died constantly.
Yeah, and there was a achievement in Limbo for something like die less than 12 times in the entire game.
Ha!
And that must have been near impossible. I mean, I died 12 times on one puzzle probably 8 times.
Yeah, I died at least that on every puzzle.
Yeah. So, I found that there is, there's a lot more. I don't know. I'm not saying it's just play it. Just go and get this game.
How much is it going to set me back?
15 quid.
I'm surprised you've not been on this yet, Anna.
Didn't know it was out.
Are you now interested?
A little bit, but I ain't got £15. So.
Seriously. It is a wonderful game.
Yeah. No, I spent all my money on the Steam sale. So.
Have you? What have you been buying on the Steam sale? I haven't seen any of this.
I bought Darksiders and some other bits and bobs.
That's why I've had to pay towards my own birthday present, because you've been rinsing yourself on the Steam sale.
It was expensive.
What you getting?
It's very much appreciated.
Well, I got him a Good Mythical Morning cup and beard oil.
I saw that.
He also wanted a Blue Yeti microphone. So
I'm pointing at the cup now, by the way, everybody.
So I purchased one, but I only had £65 to spend. So we had to put a bit towards it because it was a lot of money. And I've got Andrew's birthday as well, like 2 weeks after his. So it's
But it means I'll finally have a Yeti. Yay! I've wanted one for a long, long time. They're very cool.
The microphones. It's,
Yeah.
Well, any Yeti, really. It doesn't necessarily have to be a microphone. I'd take an abominable snowman.
mm.
Oh, if I knew that, I would have got you one for Monsters Inc., a cuddly toy.
I would have loved that! I want one to hold the microphone. A cuddly mic stand. That would be brilliant. I'm going to get one of them when I go to my new toy shop tomorrow.
Can I get a Mike Wazowski mic stand and call it my mic stand?
That's not bad.
I don't see why you shouldn't.
And it kind of looks like the Snowball anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
But it does mean, Anna, this is your second to last podcast of having to wear that headset because you'll inherit a Snowball.
And then I can wear my Turtle
in a few
Beach
days'
headset.
time.
Yeah, because these are not comfortable at all.
I assume you're going to pay me
ears.
full trade-in value for this Snowball when I pass it on to you.
No.
It's just like a $5.
Yeah, they're like 12 quid.
They are not.
They
I
are.
paid 60 quid for this.
Yeah, you would.
You had your eye wiped, sir.
Yeah, that one as well.
30, I think.
Really?
Lego Star Wars is old, isn't it? Or have they brought out a new one?
No, it was out on
new one out,
Tuesday.
haven't they? Or brought a new one out.
Crikey,
Yeah, that was
everybody.
Force Awakens.
Oh, of course, a bigger plunker.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get an email. Did you not get an email, any of you?
No.
From you?
No, from YouTube.
What
The
have you
takedown
done?
notice. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the takedown notice.
What
email.
have you done now?
I don't even monetize it, so I don't know why they're moaning.
Breaking copyright laws.
Did
don't
you
know.
put the cutscenes on there, you silly goose?
No, right.
Did you
so,
leave the music on?
The music's on. I got stopped for a song 5 minutes from the end of the hour-long video. Not the opening credits or anything like that, or any of the songs all the way through it. 5 minutes from the end. I was like, well. What?
So we're going to take the video down?
No, I just literally there's a thing in YouTube that lets you mute a section, so I just muted the last. It's like a minute-long song.
Okay.
It's in the
I'm going to
middle
start calling you Captain Copyright.
Well, I found a way around it a little bit.
What, not breaking copyright?
You'll notice that in the Lego Star Wars video, I talk a lot more than I would normally do because I'm trying to talk over the music, so they can't catch it. And I stopped. The reason they caught that song out on me is because I got stuck in a puzzle bit, and I went, I don't know what I'm meant to do. So I stopped talking and started thinking. And then obviously the music came through, and then they recognised it. And it wasn't Warner Brothers who made the game or TT Games. It was Disney for the Star Wars stuff.
Who's their fans, eh? More importantly, Pab, why on earth are you not monetising these videos?
I didn't monetize. I made the video. I didn't monetize it because I made the video, and then I thought about this being the problem. So I didn't monetize it and thinking, let's see what happens, and then that's what happened. So I just knocked it on. So I just muted the.
You should have just emailed back, "Come at me, mouse."
Yeah, all right.
No, retract that. We don't want Disney to take the channel down because they will.
No.
They'll find it.
They won't.
The word Disney. They'll copyright that.
There's nothing on there now. The only thing they copyrighted was.
I'm saying it now. Come at us, mouse.
Just any mouse, yeah.
To who you're worst.
Anyway,
my
Lego
dad's
Star
got a
Wars.
dead mouse next to his house. Do you want that?
It did. It's
No, I want Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck,
Specific.
the whole gang. Bring 'em. Chip and Dale.
Hot dog.
I had hot dogs for dinner. Very good.
Did you? Did you have hot dogs?
I did.
Did you sing the song when they came out?
Didn't think of it.
What's the song?
Hot diggity dog, or something like that. I haven't watched Playhouse Disney for about 10 years.
It's pretty much that was spot on.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyway, Lego Star Wars. Where do we go? This for me. I've not played the last one. What's the last one? Lego Avengers.
Maybe. Did they? They didn't do one for Batman vs Superman, did they?
No. The last one I played was Lego Batman 3, which was last year. I think earlier this year, January, February was Lego Avengers. I didn't get Lego Avengers.
It's not very good.
It's just seemed like
it's just scenes from the film. That I mean, I played it with my daughter, and it was just a bit jumpy.
Yeah. Well, I will say now, this is the best Lego game that I've played in a long time. They've changed things in it. They have absolutely rejigged the gameplay up for me. They've done different things.
This isn't just because you're a man of a certain age and it's got Star Wars on the box.
No, that would normally get. That's the reason I got it, because it gets a pass because it's Star Wars. It's got Star Wars stuff in it. But for the fact of the matter is, they have changed things in the way the game plays. It's a better game when you smash things up and you've got to build something new in it. You have to do it. There's like multiple options to do things. So you go, okay, I can aim it left and build over here and do something over here, or I can do it over there and do something over here. And sometimes you have to do both. You have to go, okay, I need to do that to do something in the game, then to do something over here with another character. So I have to smash it up again, rebuild it over here. It's just different. It is changing it up ever so slightly. It's still the same gameplay sort of thing in the sense of you're running around collecting the bits, running around, and the story's progressing, and you've got enemies coming at you, and you're smashing them up and what have you. But there's just little changes in it that for me refreshes the gameplay and makes it a better game for it. And it really is, like I said, the Star Wars bit for me makes it even better. I would probably say this is a. Would
you have any interest in this, Anna? Because you are a big Lego person, but not a Star Warsy person. But then you played the Lord of the Rings one.
I like Lord of the Rings.
Do you? I've never seen you watch a Lord of the Rings film.
Because they were out before I met you.
What about Hobbit? That's all the same thing, isn't it?
She styles herself on the Hobbit. That's why she's short.
Not talking to you
anymore.
Come
on, Frodo. You know I was only talking.
No, I used to get called Anakin.
Aren't they the little chocolate frogs?
They're Frodo.
Frodo.
You used to get called Anakin, the little boy that turned out to be evil.
Yes, I did.
Destroyer of worlds.
Because I was smaller and because of my name. It kind of.
So why didn't you call your son Luke?
Because I didn't get a choice. It wasn't my. Yeah. Anyway. No, I'm not interested. I'm fed up with Lego games. Avenger, the last one that came out, just bored me to death, and the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah,
the acting was just annoying. The fact that you can hear when they put the sound bites in, and that annoys me so much. And I believe they do it in this one. I just can't be doing it with a game that's not seamless.
They do it, but it is almost you won't notice it. I know it because I've seen the films and I know what's coming. I know what's going to be said.
Yeah.
But it is so much better like mixed in. You can't tell.
It's not as bad as Jurassic Park.
No, nowhere near. Jurassic Park is horrendous.
That was awful.
I picked this up for what was it, $11.99 DVD. So I was like, okay, that is a jumping in point for me. That is a no-brainer because I wanted it because it's Lego Star Wars anyway. And I was like, yeah, $11.99, I'll have that. And then I have to say, it is genuinely surprised me as to how good it was. And I've got normally I said in the video I get burnt out on these video games very quickly because I just literally have to collect everything. I find myself having to collect. I go, okay, I've got to smash it out, collect all the bits, smash it out, collect all the bits, build this bit, collect everything. But this time I'm like, I'm just gonna because I started making the video immediately. I'm just gonna run through it as fast as I can so I don't get like
sidetracked.
The video's not 4 hours long of me just collecting every little bit.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I'm just going to play it like that, and I'm having so much more fun doing it, and I'm enjoying it. It is such a good game.
Man Sephiroth in the chat wants to see a Lego God of War crossover with Kratos ripping everything apart.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I mean, you'd have to get the
rights.
You have to get to speak to Sony.
I love how you're like, oh, I'd have to get logistics and pay. I think
I don't honestly. Well, let's find out. They've got a bit different with God of War this year.
Interesting if they did do it. If they did like an add-on, Lego should get onto some games and just say add in a bonus level where you can do that. You know, because
they did.
They're not what you're aware of.
They did that sort of thing in Lego Dimensions, didn't they? With all the packs they're doing.
So not quite what I said. But
well, yeah. Anyway, if you got tired of Lego games and you thought they're all very samey, this one changes it.
Well, they try and change it all the time, don't they? Like with the Lord of the Rings one, you had to collect certain items like carrots and sticks, and then you could build the thing that you needed to build. And I just found that so laborious, and just like, this is not what I'm used to playing. I don't like change. I used to love Lego games, but now I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, because like I say, for me, because I hadn't played one for a year, because I only played the last one, Lego Batman 3, and it was Star Wars. Like I say, I keep saying it wouldn't get past me because it's Star Wars, and because it is, like I say, I would give it a thumbs up because it is fun. It is definitely.
Did you just do a thumbs up? Did I miss a thumbs up?
What were you doing?
I've found one for 24 quid on eBay.
Congrats.
But they only do 3XL rather than 2XL, and I think that will be like a Bolton dress.
It really won't. It'll fit you.
I'm wearing an XL at the moment. I can't go 2 sizes up from this.
Which shirt is it? Is it
the current one from the season that's just gone?
It's got like a red lapel type like thing on the.
I've gone off the page now.
What have you played this week?
I paid 24 quid for it.
I have played some old games and some not so old games. I purchased.
But she's not going to tell you what they were.
I purchased Alice Madness Returns on the PlayStation 3 because it was like 4 quid, so I bought that. Played it before. It's very whimsical and very dark in content. There's I don't know how PG we are, so
don't swear, but describe it.
It's got ladies of you're underage, but you're a lady of the night.
A hoe bag.
Yeah.
You can say hoe bag.
And there's like sexual undertones in all of it. It's very, very dark, but it's very, very fun. Like, where do you go in a game where you can use a peppermill grinder to kill your foes?
Where do you go?
No, there isn't anything like that in this game. You get a standard knife, so you can use that in your battles, but you can also have a pepper mill grinder thing, and that will kill your enemies. Also, you can use the pepper mill to find these pigs' snouts, and you shoot the pepper at them, and then they sneeze, and then they show you magical paths and secrets that are around the map. And it's very cool, and you can grow to be really tall, and you can go really small, and it's just all whimsical, and it's Alice in Wonderland.
Did you get this purely so you could play with your new controller? Or was it because you saw it on the sale?
Because it was in the sale. Oh, the amount of trouble I had with that controller. It sat over in the window for like nearly 2 weeks. Because I bought one because I had to give my son my old one, so I didn't have a controller for the PlayStation 3. And I seen these games, and I was like, oh well, I'll buy them and I'll just get a new controller. So I bought one. It's like 18 quid with it was 15, but £3 was postage. And he sent me the wrong one, and I was like, well, I don't want this yellowy red thing. It's just not what I wanted. I wanted the purple one that I ordered and paid for. And then for 2 weeks, I was like, I sent this guy a message like, you sent me the wrong one. Could you please send me the one I ordered, and then I'll send this one back. And for 2 weeks, it just completely ignored me. And then it's like, I've just been to my shop and we realised we haven't got any. If they haven't got any, why are they selling them?
Welcome to eBay.
Oh, and it's like, you can either send it back or you can wait till we get the stock in, or I can give you a £5 refund and you keep the controller. And I was like, I just want to play my games. Just give me the £5 and be done with it. But yeah, eBay, honestly.
So it's a fancy. I quite like it. It's a God of War one, and I think it's quite cool.
You're colourblind, though.
It's like a
I think it's cool looking. It's got God of War on it.
You're colourblind.
It's a mustard yellow with like.
Mustard news.
Well, you didn't put that in your news. Yeah, so I bought. So I played
Actually,
that.
Shouted that we lost some viewer. Carry on.
It's because I've gone to look back through the hashtag at all the Mustard News classics. I've got inspiration in them.
I also bought Dante's Inferno.
I enjoyed that.
I've not played this yet because I had a problem with the PlayStation app. If I want, EA had a sale, and I picked a few games, and I went to go on the app on my phone, went to pay for them, and I couldn't pay them. And because I didn't have a controller, I couldn't go on the PlayStation, because you can't buy PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 4. You were years ago, but now on the PlayStation 4, it's just PlayStation 4 and Vita, and so I couldn't go on my PlayStation 3, so I had to wait a couple of days because it just wouldn't go through. So like I've been waiting. It finally got them downloaded, and I've got it's like a massive all-inclusive. I've got like 10,000 souls, and these are like add-ons. Like you pay. Is it pay for add-ons? What's the word I'm looking for?
DLC.
No, in-game
microtransactions.
Yeah, microtransactions. That's it. I've got like 10,000 souls. I don't know what these souls are for yet, but there was like just all these packs of souls that were also included, and some DLC story stuff. So that's installed. I've not played it yet because I also bought the Game of the Year edition of Dragon's Age Inquisition. I do have the disc, but it was cheaper to buy the Game of the Year edition digitally than buying the DLC by itself, because I don't know how, but the Game of the Year was $16.99. The DLC, just the DLC, was $15.59, but the Game of the Year edition had a few more bits, so if I added them on, it would cost more to buy them individually than to buy the whole thing in a packet. So I've been playing that. I've played The Descent, which is, you play The Descent before the end. So you go in, you go down to the deep roads, you find out why you're having earthquakes, and the dwarves are helping you, and you go through that. It's very good. And then the other two DLCs are for after you've completed the game, because they give you a title, and if you play them before the end of the game, it doesn't make sense. It's weird. So I did the deep roads. I finished the game. It was very good. It wasn't half as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was great. It was big, and there was dragons, and it was very good. Now I'm playing something. Can't remember what it's called, but it has a H in it. Hack-On something. I'm playing that now, so that's what I played. I also played.
Hold on, while we're on Dragon Age. Did we establish if all this DLC is on the EA Access version? Because I'd quite like to play it, but I don't want to have to start a new save.
I have no idea.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't see it on there when I went on there earlier, but you mean
on EA you can play Dragon Age. On EA Access you can play Dragon Age, but Kevin wants to know if you can get the DLC as well.
You can buy the DLC on it.
I don't want to buy it. I want it for free.
Oh no. No. Buy something, tight ass.
I've already bought EA Access.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the game for now. Give him a little bit.
And it's the best game I've played this generation.
Well, there you go.
For 100 hours.
You can't complain then. You've got your money.
Can and will.
More money to them.
No, you're right. It's EA. They don't need any. They've had enough of my money over the years. Send me some free DLC. If you're watching Ernest Augustine or whoever it stands for, that's a good name, Ernest Augustine. Send me some free DLC for Dragon Age Inquisition, and I'll talk about your game some more because I really rather enjoyed it.
They don't care what you think.
They do. I'm an influencer.
Like going back to that game, I had to start another game just to figure out how to play the game again. So I had to play the start again because I didn't know how to use any of my spells or what they did, or it was very all confusing. But yeah, playing that again, it's just on as and when. And I also had a half an hour go on 7 Days to Die.
Okay. What did you think?
It's on console.
Okay.
You can tell it's ported from a console. It's very... It's not polished at all, and it's basically Minecraft mixed with a bit of zombies in.
Yeah, DayZ stuff.
Yeah, it's what did I have to do? I had to make an axe. I did that, and it broke, and then I died. And then, but the thing is, when you die, you start again, but you keep your stats.
Right.
So like, it put me back into a different world. But my levels were still the same, so my athletic level was still going up, even though I just died, and I just ran like a minute, and my things went up. So I played it for half an hour. It's very Rusk-esque. It's DayZ. It's just all that mixed together. I played single player because I had no idea what I was doing. It's a bit clunky. It jutters. Is that a word?
Did we establish if this is a Telltale game? Because their logo was all over it.
I think it's published by them.
Yeah, it is linked to them. Yeah, because the DLC that I sent you was Walking Dead DLC, wasn't it? Like the
The thing was,
skins.
when you sent me that code, you was like, before people it's for the press before people can play. Now I could put the code in and it accepted the code, but because it wasn't on the store as a pre-order, you couldn't play it. So I could only play it today because it just wasn't anywhere. It was no. Right. I put in 7 Days to Die and it just came up with a pre-order bonus and no game, so I had to wait for the PlayStation store to reset. Yeah. So I only got to go on it today before dinner.
There was another game when you had to put in a code, wasn't there, to unlock it?
The Mega...
Was it Mighty Number 9? That was an interesting one. I don't know if we said at the time, Kev, what they do now with some previews is they make you put in the code to download it, but then you got to put in a separate code to actually be able to play it, to prove that you're press and you got it through legitimate means.
How does 2 codes prove that any more than 1 code?
Nah.
Don't know, but that's what they do. But I'll play it a bit more over the weekend because, like I said, it only came out today, and play some multiplayer, see if the people are nice on there or not. If everyone's just gonna kill me.
No, not nice. They're horrible.
A DayZ Rust style game, you are gonna get shot as soon as you step out of your little building. You're gonna get hammered.
Yeah.
Wait till they find out you're a girl as well. They'll be like,
I know. Anyway, but I'll just keep playing my my Alice. I also bought Darksiders again.
I need to keep a tally of how much you were moaning at me earlier. No. I've spent too much money on pop vinyls this week, but I reckon you're winning on the spending.
The thing is, I buy things at stupid reduced
I buy stupid things as well.
Right. So the Dragon Age Inquisition, with everything that you could possibly buy for it, $16.99. Darksiders was £28. I got it for $4.99. Alice in Wonderland I got for $3.99. Dante's Inferno I got for $3.99. So I'm sorry, but I am winning because that all costs less than them toys that you have.
Yep.
The Rock says I'm winning. I've got the Rock.
If you just put a red stripe down him, it'll look like God of War.
Kratos.
It'll look like Kratos.
He put a coat on him, it'll look like me.
When I wanted... Well, let's not specify why I needed a bald pop vinyl sheepdog. Who knows where I'm going with this?
Don't pretend that's me naked, you pervert.
Oh, He's not got enough tattoos to be you at the moment. I need to work on that because, as everyone knows, you are completely tattooed from the neck down. There's not a square inch of your body.
We can see his neck now. It's clear.
From the neck down, it's under the t-shirt line. The tattoos start. You know when they have it all over your arm, it's called a sleeve. Sheepdog's is called a body bag because he's just covered in it. He just walked in. It was all done in one day. He just walked in and said,
I'm not wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, I just said, coming in. You're saying the t-shirt at all.
Yeah, we all thought it was hairy shoulders, but it's not. It's tattoos of hair. Talking of me being an influencer, by the way.
Yeah.
Sheepdog, you're a salesman by trade, I understand.
I am.
Explain to me why all these people on Twitter keep... And I understand, I've had 2 tweets this week from companies on the same day. One from a bookshelf company, because I tweeted that I wanted a new bookshelf, which I can understand, because I tweeted I want a new bookshelf. The other one was I tweeted a picture of some sauce and then said, look at what you can get in dodgy warehouse shops. But didn't mention sauce in the tweet. And within 24 hours, the makers of that sauce had tweeted at me. How did they find me?
That's really interesting.
Are they searching for can you search for pictures of your own sauce?
Yes, you
Maybe.
can.
But not a picture that he's taken himself. I was thinking they could have reverse engineered it using.
Well, no, you can. I don't know how they do it, but you can drag a picture into Google.
Yeah, but
And
it
then it
wouldn't
will
be
show
anywhere
you.
else on Google, and they would only be able to do that if they dragged the photograph I took onto Google. Because all they're doing is pixel matching, aren't they? They're not.
No, because they logo matching.
What? That's the thing they can do, is it?
Yeah.
So the makers of dodgy burger van sauces have got the technology to search for all pictures of their sauces.
It's all software, isn't it?
I'd like to think they just have a load of people just reading all of Twitter.
I'm sure they
Maybe they just look for warehouse. Anyone who says warehouse.
Or dodgy. Perhaps that's the keyword they're searching for. They must be talking about our sauce.
I
Nice
love
sauce,
that
Good
warehouse.
sauce.
It's great.
Yeah, I
Great
love going
place.
there. It's like one of the best shops for.
Fun
Yeah,
snap.
because you never know what you can find. They tried to overcharge me for snaps. I was not happy.
See, I wish they sold electronics and games, but beyond that, you can get some good meerkat sweets in there.
What did we buy?
Fun snaps,
Yeah.
and 1,400 Avengers stickers that are now all over my school.
Nice.
Your video was a bit bizarre.
What was
understand
bizarre
what
about
you were
it,
doing.
Sheepdog? I was shopping.
Yeah, but I don't know why you put a video of it up.
Why
'Cause he
not?
wanted to.
Because I'm playing around. I'm learning to edit on my phone. That's all
Did
it
you
was.
walk around
That's why
holding
I
your
didn't-
phone out? Were you just
Yes.
walking around
Yeah.
like this?
That's why it went up on that channel that doesn't have any videos on. Because I was just experimenting with editing on my phone more than anything.
But
I
you
like the
watched
music.
it.
I watched it. I watched it all the way through.
I am going to the opening of the new toy shop in Peterborough tomorrow, armed with my phone and my new phone microphone, and I'm going to wander around there and
See,
do
they're all
some
shaking
videos.
my head. See? Because I feel
I'm
exactly
going to
the
go
same.
find
Anna,
Batman
just
toys.
don't go with him. Don't.
I'm not
She's
going.
already said she's not. I've got to go by myself.
What new toy shop is it?
There's a Smith's
The Smiths.
near Marks and Spencer's on the
What
retail
time are you
park.
going?
I don't know.
God.
Are you coming
Don't-
with me?
don't-
Are we going
don't.
toy shopping?
I'd be interested. I haven't got any money.
Well, we're going. Hey, Sheepdog, should we just steal some stuff?
Then
Yeah,
we
Why
no.
are
got
we
it,
giving freebies away?
Well, but at various points throughout the day, Barbie's there. The Shopkins people are there. My Little Pony's there. They've got stuff going on all day long. So
You just named all 3 of the toys my kid likes. So
there you go. You should probably take her rather than me.
yeah, I might have to. What time does it start?
10 o'clock a.m. in the morning.
Till
5 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. I don't think you have to be there for the full 7 hours, though.
No, I can't be. She's got musical.
There's also
theatre.
free face painting for anyone over the age of 3, so I'm going to go and ask if I can have a free face painting.
Yeah,
Ooh.
definitely. Then
I'm over the
video
age of 3, that's all the T&Cs say. Yeah, I'll film the whole thing. Get my selfie stick out.
Yeah, definitely.
No, don't. You're not taking a selfie stick.
I haven't bought one yet, but
You're
I've got one
you're
somewhere.
not
I'm
buying.
going to get one for MGPX so I can wander around MGPX.
I've got one somewhere.
filming
You can
myself.
have.
Hey, there
I
we
got it
go.
at an event.
Don't
Excellent.
give him
No.
one.
Look, Anna, I've already got this. A selfie stick isn't going to make it look any more ridiculous. I could take the furry bit off, and it's just like that, and it's like a little microphone thing that plugs
But
into my
all
phone.
that wind.
Yeah, exactly. All the wind coming out of my mouth as I'm gassing about Batman toys. All I really want is a Batcave. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Just a Batcave.
You're not buying a Batcave, and it's not coming in this house.
No, I'm going to the garage, and I'll play with my toys in there.
That's attached to my house. That is not coming in.
You won't know it's come in because I need to check something in the garage when I get home.
I'll smash it.
No smashing.
Check they'll have a whole aisle dedicated to pop vinyls.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping they'll have. And I'm considering leaving my wallet in the car and just taking a crisp £10 note in with me, so that I'm limiting myself to one.
Yeah.
But obviously leaving it in the car just in case I go in there and I've got all the rare ones, so I can go back and fetch my wallet.
You won't have the rare ones in there.
You never know. It's a launch pub.
Doesn't matter. It's a standard Smith's toy shop. They won't have rare stuff in there.
Don't talk. Look, I've been excited about this for days. Let me be excited. I'll be disappointed tomorrow.
They'll have top trumps in there.
Top trumps.
I only need 2 more packs to be able to send off for my free pack.
Wow.
Oh, you're such an old man.
If Anna lets me have the card out of her Borderlands runs, I only need 1 more pack.
Not gonna happen. Never ever happen. Although I am considering opening them.
You're considering opening your Borderlands?
I want to see what's in them.
Can we play?
No, you're not touching them. They'll be open.
Buy a second set off eBay.
Yeah.
They're like £70.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Aren't
I looked at them last week.
They were.
They're not that dear anymore.
But that claptrap up there, you can't see him. He's worth £70. So he's just gonna stay up there. The one, hold on.
Oh, look at you doing moving the camera around.
He's worth £70. I bought him for like 30.
Have you had a look to see how much your foam chainsaw is worth that's over the computer?
Oh,
you could give people a tour of the lounge now, couldn't you? This is why people should be watching on YouTube. You've angled that camera down rather a lot so we can see your boobies now.
So we've got
just that.
There's the chainsaw. Look there. There's the giraffe.
Yeah.
And the what's his name? What's his name?
Your son, Rupert.
Assassin's Creed man.
One of only 1,000 of those pinks.
That's my shelf. Up there.
One of only 1,000. We had about 7 of them in our possession.
Exactly.
And there's my butterfly that Pab knows about.
Yeah. There it is.
Ulysses, the butterfly.
And then if we go over there, that's my Borderlands tea towel with my Nuka-Cola vinyl sticker on the wall.
There you go. That's the bit that the listeners love.
Yeah.
YouTube. That's the reason to watch on YouTube. Next week I'll give you a tour of my toys behind me, and there'll be a few more because I'm going to a toy shop tomorrow.
Speaking of
you can see I've tattooed the walls as well in my place. I'll blend in.
You do look like you're in a Queen video, Sheepdog. I keep expecting other sheepdogs to appear around you.
Holly off of Red Dwarf.
Alright, dudes.
Right, have we reached the point yet where we need to talk about Game of Thrones? Do we need to give the 2-minute warning? I'm going to tweet out saying it's approaching. People who are watching live, if you don't want to know what happened, you know the score by now, why you're here. But you might want to disappear for a little while. I will tweet again to let you know when it's safe.
I thought the whole point was we were supposed to start going. I thought we established that last week.
Yeah, but then we'll get another YouTube strike.
Yeah, you get another YouTube strike. We don't need that.
Because Sheepdog, it's because you sing it note perfect.
Yeah, to be fair. They'll be like, you played that CD on the show, and you're like, that wasn't a CD, that was Sheepdog.
Right, hold on. You lot talk amongst yourselves while I find the link so I can tweet out.
Sheepdog, did you see the rainbow that happened?
I tweeted about it.
About movies or something. Bloody
Double rainbow.
Has anyone
Double
seen
rainbow.
It was lovely. It was so big. No, I've not watched any movies this week. I watched Sewing Bee.
Is Kirsty about to come on the podcast?
She's bringing me some Prosecco and a bottle of Corona.
Get the girl a microphone and sit her down.
Stick your head in front of the camera and say hello. Come
on, Kirsty.
Come talk about Game of Thrones. I'm sure she's seen it.
Yeah, come talk about Game of Thrones with us. No. She said no.
Oh, Kirsty, what are you doing?
Just squashed my dog with a chair.
Well, that's what she's doing.
No, I did. What should I drink first?
You've got multiple options there now, have you?
Yeah, Prosecco and beer. Game of Thrones is really good.
It was, wasn't it? I had a couple of arguments with people on the internet because I claimed that it was. I think it was the best TV series I've ever seen. That one season was pretty. I can't think of any season of any TV show that's been better than that one's been. But people were telling me I'm wrong, and apparently it's gone downhill this season. No. And it was better when it was rolling.
Oh, people were talking out of their backsides.
Yeah, it's much better now. We don't have to compare it to the book all the time.
I don't think it's even that. I think the problem was last year they thought they knew what people liked, and then this year, because there were so many complaints, they didn't do any of the things people didn't like. You know, I know they had the odd joke where they had that zooming in on that guy's knob and stuff like that early on, but they were quite funny because they came out of nowhere, and you know, they just didn't feel the need to make it all about being just cheeky and grotesque all the time.
I agree. That's my one criticism of it. It's not cheeky and grotesque enough.
But what was I going to say?
A lot of people died.
Yes, my mate and I watched it at 2 a.m. in the morning.
I know, we had to wait, didn't we, Mr.
We watched it at tea time.
Yeah, no, we didn't. The children were here, weren't they?
We had a discussion with Nikki Wilson on Twitter afterwards, who didn't realise that the king was dead, despite him jumping out of a window on the show. Which that one, I mean, was that a blink and you miss it moment? I think they dwelled on that for quite a long time, didn't they?
Well, basically, he looked out, didn't he, thinking, "Oh dear God, that's everyone was in there." Did he know his mum wasn't there? Oh, he must have done because the mountain man person was in his room. And so that went up, and then he decided to end it. But that man that was got stabbed in the back was moving the slowest of the slow I've ever seen. And the way he was blowing.
Are we talking about the same thing here? Have we moved on to
the man he got stabbed in the back, and then he was crawling to the oil.
Oh, before the explosion went off, yeah.
Yeah,
Lancel.
Yeah, he.
So go on.
He didn't try hard enough because he was there. It was like his eyes were bright, and I'm thinking, well, blow if you want to put it out, and you're that scared, blow the thing out. Don't just.
But he could have blown the liquid onto the flame.
The conversation I had with my mate while this was on. First off, I said,
"Why would you talk while it was on?"
Hear me out. 1:59, effing 2 a.m. groan. He sent me a smiley face. I sent one back, and then he texts back, "Whoa!" Like 20 minutes later, and I text back, "Holy poo!" That was huge. No one's coming back from that. No coming back from that for anyone involved. And then we went through the fact that there was only 4 living people left in King's Landing. I think that was just before Tommen decided to jump out the window.
Why did he take off his crown?
Because it's a nice crown.
But it's his crown. No one else is going to wear
it. His mum was wearing it, wasn't she?
She was wearing a different one.
We were just talking about whether it'll backfire on Cersei, but it didn't seem to.
Nope.
They wiped out, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major characters in that bit. The Queen of Thorns is the only. Is it Martell? Yeah, Martell. The only Martell. Tyrell, that's it.
Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Only Tyrell left.
Who's
the old lady.
The family that got wiped out, basically.
Oh, the one that says let the grown women talk.
Yes.
She's so funny.
I was fuming.
She walked to dawn quickly, didn't she? Considering she apparently doesn't have any other family now, and she's a doddery old lady. She got there briskly.
Well, no, last episode she got told to leave, didn't she?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She was already there.
How did she get news that her family had been wiped out?
Yeah, she didn't see the explosion and start running, which is how I imagined it.
Like a Scooby-Doo character.
She was first out the door when her granddaughter said, "Get out!" and she just legged it.
One of the things that I wish they'd do is start putting some sort of time pass evidence.
Oh, I know.
Because Varys just kind of went to Dawn and then went straight back to Dany and was on a boat and everything. And it was like, I get the time had passed, but why make it look like he just appeared there? Who
is in control of the little birds now, by the way? Because I was really confused. I assumed he'd gone to King's Landing when they got involved.
He still is in control of them, isn't?
So he was working with Cersei, but now he's against.
No,
Cersei.
the little birds are run by the wizard fella.
Are they? So he took them over, did he?
Yeah, yeah.
When Varys left. Because when they killed the Grand Maester, I assumed that meant Varys had gone back there, and had decided to go back and work for them again. And then we saw him turn up. Did he turn up in Dawn as well? I think. Did he?
He was
he did.
Dawn, yeah.
And was then on the boat at the end, wasn't he? So I was really confused. Were the little birds acting under their own steam?
No, the little birds were Cersei's now. The little birds are Cersei's now.
Okay, that makes more sense. I don't remember the transfer officially happening, so I was a bit confused. I don't know if it was deliberately misleading for people like me, or whether we should all have known. We haven't seen.
What's that wizard fella got when he was feeding them all? He said, you get me some news or whatever, and I'll give you this or whatever, wouldn't he?
Did he?
And you have a little kids. That was much earlier in the season. Towards the start, I think.
They should have flashed some text at the bottom saying, "Kev, pay attention to this bit. It's relevant in 9 episodes' time."
Yeah.
That might have been while I was tweeting.
Well, I started tweeting in the ad break of this episode, and then was furious because some arsehole in America, who was 30 seconds ahead of England, tweeted what happened just as it came back about, Arya had the pie.
Oh yeah.
Why would you look at Twitter? Why are you?
Why
were you watching it?
It was safe.
All that, one day, I was like, stay away from any social media because
I was watching it at 2 a.m. in the morning and thought to myself, right, ad break, nip on to see how people are finding it, and someone was like, oh my god, a Frey pie, and I thought, oh great, someone's feeding Frey's own family then. So that was the rest of the conversation, which was me moaning that I'd spoilt it for myself. But I really liked the Arya review. I didn't realise she was going to be there. She morphed across the world as well. So
yeah, they don't ignore any time of passage whatsoever. So you like you were saying, 1 minute someone is here and then they're over in that place. I'm like I have to ask Kevin. I'm like, how are they there when they were just there?
I think having you there watching it with me gives me a much deeper understanding of this show, because every time you pause it and ask questions, I have to work out what's going on and not just let it passively hit me. So I quite like that. It takes us an hour and a half to watch an hour-long episode, but because I'm talking it through, I'm understanding it more.
My friend asked me before the episode what I predicted would happen, and I listed Tommen dead, Wall down, Shireen avenged, Frey's betrayed, Daenerys set sail, Pod and Brienne start a rowing competition versus Gendry, Littlefinger makes a move. Littlefinger makes a move, the North remembers, and the Lannisters pay their debts. And through the episode, I was just like, done. Literally everything except the wall falling and the rowing competition happened. I was quite impressed. I
feel like you might have been facetious with the rowing competition.
Yeah, I was, but it was interesting. All the things you wanted to happen happened. I like that little Mormont girl who was basically like, "Yeah, you were a massive knobhead," and he's like, "She's right, and you're a dick and all. Yeah, you're a coward," and everyone was just like being proven wrong by her, and then suddenly everyone...
So he's now the king in the north, but not the Lord of Winterfell, which confuses me.
Yeah, he just said Sansa could be the Lord of Winterfell, didn't he?
Yeah, but how can he be the king if he doesn't own any land? I don't understand.
He'll command the armies. He'll lead all the armies out and about.
Okay. And of course we found out who his mum was, with a brilliant. Well, we didn't officially find out who his dad was, did we? She strongly
HBO announced it afterwards. HBO announced it after the episode in a picture, yeah.
Okay, that's right. I mean, there was very, very strong hint dropped in the episode, but they didn't actually say his name. But that sort of confirms one of the long-running Game of Thrones theories, doesn't it? That one's been buzzing around for years.
You missed out the sweetest bit.
What was that?
When Daenerys gave little man the badge.
Oh, and he nearly cried.
Yeah,
I wanted to give him a cuddle.
So sweet.
I immediately went onto Amazon to buy myself a Hand of the King badge, but they've doubled in price since. It's been on my wish list for about a year, but the price has gone up again. So I've got camel on it, and as soon as it drops back down, I'm having one, so I can present it to the next dwarf I meet. Which, let's face it, will almost certainly be Warwick Davis because he's everywhere we go.
Yes, he is.
I wonder if he'll get it if I just kneel down and pin that on him and walk away. So yeah, we have a major confirmed theory. Were we expecting that all along to be confirmed? Is that are we going to see Daenerys, Jon, and Tyrion as the 3 dragon riders? Do we think that's a thing? Are they confirming everything, or have they given us a part of it and then they'll veer away from the rest of it that people have been speculating on?
I think they'll confirm now that they're the 3. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my wife to get off the internet. No, someone's on the internet in my house and it keeps making everything jitter, so I'm trying to get them to get off the internet, but they're not answering the texts.
It's made your background disappear as well.
Sorry?
It's made your background disappear.
I'm going to mute myself a minute while I yell at them.
How many people are in your house?
I really hope he misses the mute button. Let's watch him. Look, he's yelling. He's got his family over as well.
Oh, does he?
He did keep asking to do the podcast yesterday, and I just kept going, nah, it's more fun this way. Now we get to see him shout. He's back! And, that's why Sheepdog's everyone's favourite.
I can still hear you.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I don't know what's going on. It's just going click, click, click.
Well, do you want me to stop clicking this pen?
Yeah, I've got a pen.
Yeah, me and Pav are both clicking pens in time. That's all you can hear.
Indeed.
Does anyone else have anything else to say on Game of Thrones then? Are we all happy with how it all tied up?
Very happy. I thought it was great.
I want to see Hodor again.
But he's dead.
No, he's not.
But he is.
No, he's not. We didn't see him die.
We did.
No, we didn't. We seen him. No, he had hands on him. We didn't see him actually
getting stabbed, wasn't he?
But he's Hodor.
I was a little bit surprised they made such a big deal about bringing the Hound back, and it's kind of a red herring for this season. I guess he'll be significant later, but they didn't need to spend 15 minutes at the start of an episode bringing him back for him to then go on and not really do anything.
That's because he doesn't have the fast travel like everyone else, so he's got to walk.
Yeah, he hasn't previously been to any of these places, so he has to discover them for the first time.
Exactly, he's got to do a lot of walking to get back to King's Landing.
But I feel like they perhaps could have brought him back in the first episode of the next season and we wouldn't have really missed out on anything, other than the fact we speculated for 3/4 of an episode that we'd get him fighting his brother.
He will be next season, probably.
Yeah, but not in the way everyone thought he would when they brought him back at just that right moment. And it was, I don't like an obvious red herring. It makes me sad.
I wanted to see, is it Brienne? What's her name?
Brienne.
Yeah, her get with the ginger man. That would have been hilarious. Because all the way through the season...
she's going to marry Jamie.
No, but all the way through the season, he's been giving her them looks, and it's just like... You know what he's thinking, and she's just
he's just being a pervert. Her and Jamie have true feelings for each other.
No, she was trying to kill him.
Only because she loves him so much.
You don't kill someone you love.
Depends if you're on a boat to.
I guess.
Don't see Jamie going for it. I don't know.
He gave her his sword.
Yeah, but
he's got a soft spot for her.
Well, that's why I let her go.
Survive the series, though.
They're going to have little, tall, short-haired children.
Little, tall, short. Oh god, that just made my brain hurt a little bit.
Just little versions of those two. Imagine mushing them two together, and you basically end up with someone who looks exactly like either of them because they're the same person. Have little versions of that with the same hairstyle, same manly features, same sword ability.
Is she taller than him?
They're about the same.
Miles taller, yeah. She's taller than everyone. They also confirmed that she is related to Duncan the Tall from Dunk and Egg, which are the prequel books. Egg's Aegon Targaryen, who would be Jon's granddad, I suppose, or great granddad.
Marvellous. And of course, we also got to see Sam go to Hogwarts as well, which was
that's pretty cool. Did you notice the chandelier in there was the sun from the opening credits? You know, the one that starts at the beginning.
I did not notice that.
You love lost me.
I was too busy waiting for the staircases to start moving.
So I'm wondering whether that's the closest hint. I mean, everyone's always said that they predict it would end with Sam telling the stories of what happened. And then I was wondering whether now this, like the machine at the start that goes through all the different places and changes. I'm wondering whether Sam will have a version of that in Hogwarts.
What, he's going to make a pop-up book?
It's not a pop-up book, is it? It's like a clockwork model.
Pop-up book.
Yeah. But well, he's already got the sun, hasn't he, shining over it? So it works. But that looks interesting. I'd love to go to a place like that. I can't imagine what secrets they're hiding.
Well, why don't you go and be the MGP Maester then?
Can I?
Yeah, you can. Off to the
chains
with you. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see you in 4 years. Off you go now. Get on your boat.
The problem is, if he suddenly starts to live there, then what's going to happen to Gilly and the kid?
I imagine they'll get a council flat.
Yeah.
She's a single mum, isn't she?
I like them. Yeah, I like them. They're good characters. They just seem to be... I mean, I get the impression they just decided to look at anyone who wasn't really relevant to the story and just jettison them all in that last few episodes. They did say that in the fight scene they'd left out Snow because 1-1 cost so much to make, so they wanted to get rid of him. So next season, I guess they've massively trimmed the budget for paying people. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of dragons and
dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed that they didn't just put the boats back to back like we hoped they would. It looked like they were actually sailing them.
Yeah.
It looked like they had enough boats to do it our way.
Yeah. How I need to look at a map and work out where Dawn is in relation to everywhere else, because they've now been to Dawn, haven't they?
Well, so if you go to wheelwood-net.com, you can see a map.
So describe it to me. Is Dawn? Can you walk from Dawn to King's Landing, or did they have to get back on the boats?
I don't.
Yeah, I think you have to get back on the boats.
Because I always pictured Dawn to just be right at the bottom, and you could just sort of walk up to King's Landing. That's how it is in the books, I think.
In the oh, hang on a minute. Have I spelled Wheelwood wrong, or has the site just gone down?
The name of your own website.
Not my website, really, is it?
We'll just silently wait for Sheepdog to do whatever he's doing.
Yep.
This is good radio.
I'm worrying because the site's not loading. Oh yeah, I had spelled it wrong. So in the game, in the board game, it's
which is canon, obviously. That's what it's all based on, the board game.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was like the legitimate, official game.
So it is connected. So you'd think with all those Dothraki that they'd just get off at dawn and ride their horses the rest of the way. Why is she back on a boat? What's she up to now? Where's she going?
Did she sail from Marine?
Yeah, and then went to Dawn, and now she's back on the boat again.
Maybe the people at Dawn met her halfway.
And I'm sure you can come up through Dawn and just walk to King's Landing if you want to.
Do you know what I'm surprised about? Marine is, so if you imagined, just to give sake of argument, imagine a map of Europe, and Italy dangles down and sticks out. If you were the top right, basically you've got Marine is like to the west, to the east of Italy. You have to sail around and underneath it, and then go off towards Westeros, which is basically where England would be in a map of Europe, I guess. So she's got her lot are sailing out of Slavers Bay into the Gulf of Grief, into the Summer Sea, past Valyria, Volantis.
But they've done all that because they made it to Dawn.
Well, yeah. Then, so is that where they got to? I don't remember seeing land.
The Dornish people and Varys were all on the boat with her, weren't they? And they were in Dawn last we saw of them. So unless they came to her, either way, Marine and Dawn have met each other and they're all on the same boat now.
See, I may have been an epic muppet. I looked at that and said to my mate, "Why on earth have the people of Dawn and the people of Highgarden rowed all the way out to Marine?" But yeah, it does suggest they probably met them there, doesn't it?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think. But then it doesn't really matter, I suppose. I'm trying to think where King's Landing is. Is Lannisport? Nick, you wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah, I'm picturing it in the book in my head now. Dawn's at the bottom, then you've got Casterly Rock and all that over to the left, and King's Landing's a bit further in, isn't it? I think.
Oh yeah, I found King's Landing. So they're going to row round. They've got to Dawn, so they must be in the narrow sea at the moment. They'll pass Storm's End and go straight to King's Landing, presumably. Although there's another character in the books who he wants to meet up with Daenerys and say like, oh yeah, I am Aegon Targaryen. You know, we should get married because we're both Targaryens, and everyone's like, I don't believe you, and he insists that he is. So Tyrion has a word with him and says, well, she ain't gonna want to go out with you if you just turn up and tell her, oh, I'm a Targaryen, marry me. So he says, what you need to do, mate, is you need to turn up in Westeros on your own with an army and just start taking land, and then when Daenerys turns up, just hand it over to her, and she'll think you're awesome and marry you. So he's gone off in his boat and landed, I think he's sort of down the south in the High Garden sort of area, not Dawn, and he's just started taking random castles and towns and stuff. So in the books, when Dany turns up, this moron's going to have taken half of Westeros for her already, and she won't have much to do. So I'm not really sure how they're going to cover that in the books. Will we just come in a little bit through her journey, and she'll have already taken Dawn and Highgarden because they're with her, and if she's taken that, they've taken the whole south. Then there's literally nowhere, because Storm's End, no one lives there anymore.
Right. Any final words on Game of Thrones before I tweet out and let people know they're safe to come back?
Don't think so.
No.
Good. All good.
Right, the tweet is being sent now. You're no longer allowed to say the word throne. There you go.
Throne.
What did I just say, woman?
Game of.
Throne.
You monsters. People have just tuned back in.
Tyrion dies.
Tyrion dies. Now people know that he doesn't, because you wouldn't have said it if he did. You've done exactly the kind of reverse spoiler that you hate more than any other kind of spoiler.
No, but to be fair, he's not put in any peril, is he? So it's not the end of the world.
Well, that pin was shut.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what other telly have we watched this week?
Oh, I caught up on Orange is the New Black, and Anna is right. That is sad.
Did you cry?
No, I'm not.
Don't have any emotions.
Didn't cry.
You're emotionless.
And I didn't say it was sad. I said it was awful.
It was awful.
It was.
Claire said to me afterwards, she was like, everything's just miserable. She was just like...
What, everything in life or everything in Game of Thrones?
Everything in life. She was just like, the Brexit result was miserable, and then Orange is the New Black was miserable, and then we watched Once Upon a Time, and that was a bit miserable, that episode. And
then you watched the England game.
Something else. Yeah, England got knocked out of the Euros. And she was just like, what a miserable 4 days I've had. This is ridiculous. But I think Orange is the New Black really pushed her over the edge. That was when she started questioning the world.
That was the worst thing that happened this week, was it?
Yeah.
It is horrible, Kevin. It's so... Oh.
I had just found it wasn't necessarily the like what happened, like the plot for the characters. It was some of the mismanagement of the prison.
Yeah.
That was just amazing. Like, it was so well written because the characters didn't have to do very much on some of the bits. It was just they just had this awful prison that isn't ran properly and the worst imaginable things that could happen. It was just shocking.
Well, it's the company behind the way that the prison is funded, because it's now privatized. So the people who are at the prison can't give the prisoners what they need because they need the money from this company that are just using them for basically slave labor, and it's just. Yeah, it's mismanaged, but that's because of the company, and the company don't care. They really do. The ones that make the panties, because they bought the prison, didn't they, in last season? They make pants. They do. Whispers.
Yeah, they make them and then wear them.
Are they orange pants?
No, they're not orange.
Right.
They're like intimates and
they make underwear, but then one of them figured out that if she steals some of the offcuts and makes her own underwear, then gets all the inmates to wear them, she can sell them online for lots more money. And she starts her own empire, like Breaking Bad Heisenberg style. Some South Americans try and get in on her work, so she starts a community group that's going to help her make sure they don't take any of her stuff, but then it accidentally turns into a white power group because she manages to hire the two biggest Nazis in the prison. So then she ends up leaving this white power group who are fighting the South Americans, the black ladies, there's like groups, isn't there? I mean, they even have a meeting towards the end where everything's going to crap, and they basically sit down and she's like, I'm here to represent the white group, I'm here to represent the old people or the normal people or the the black people and the South American people, and then there's someone who's there to represent the others, because there's just a lot of people who don't fit anywhere. Like, she's Hawaiian, I think she said. And yeah, they're basically going to war with the prison now, which is really interesting. And they have good reason to. It's very clever. It's not like with Prison Break. I was saying to Claire that it's not like with Prison Break just found ways to make something out of an episode. Like, oh my God, he needs a new pair of shoes, but Clark's has an ex-prison guard standing at the door, and if he tries to go to buy new shoes, it's all going to go wrong. It's like, just didn't, their plot lines were flimsy, whereas this, I mean, they had something that happened across 3 episodes where something was just left on the floor, and it was just like, oh, that's just grim. And they managed to drag that out for a few episodes. They've done that, and it was so good. I can't believe how quickly I watched it. I know you watched it in a day, but I just felt a bit like that was it. That was the whole season. I mean, for a last episode, it didn't feel like there is a cliffhanger. There's plenty of cliffhangers, but I felt like there's half a season left to watch. I don't know. I just felt like it could carry on for another 12 episodes and not be any further.
Definitely, because as soon as it started, it was directly. They basically cut for season 3. They cut season 3, and then it was just season 4. There was no. They were still in the lake, because in season 3 they're in the lake, aren't they? They get through the thing. Yeah. It starts and they're still in the lake, and people are running out and stuff. So I think they just filmed it.
Between the last episode of 3 and where we are now, it only must have been 2 weeks.
Yep, it's not very long, is it? At all.
No, but then she's only in prison for 2 years, so I guess they've managed to cover it all. But she has a lot of adventures.
She does. But another year, and we have to wait, so it's just another. It's annoying because it's summer now, so Game of Thrones is finished. Walking Dead obviously finished. I've watched all the Orange is New Black, and now it's summer. There's no games to play. There's nothing to watch on TV.
Don't worry, I've got you covered. For months now, I've had pre-ordered the Blu-rays for the new seasons of Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl. They're all arriving over the course of August, so we can just sit and watch all of them.
No.
Oh, they're all so good. I'm envious of you. They're so amazing, honestly.
You can watch it then. I'll go around your house and play with your kids.
That sounds like fun, actually. Can we do that, Streetbell? We'll have a Supergirl day. We'll both dress up in coats and watch Supergirl and drink
probably
beverages.
Love Supergirl.
There you go. We'll do that one day then. That'll be this year's casino trip. We'll just be watching Supergirl. Anna's just shaking her head. Not impressed, are you?
Yeah, we're both just nodding at each other.
Right. Any more TV business or movie business before we move on to comics?
A couple of
None from me. I'm going to drop out while Anna talks. Give me a sec.
I watched The Sewing Bee.
Go on.
It's now the final next week.
I didn't realise you were actually going to do this.
They what did they do this week? I can't remember. They were given fabric. No, they were given a duvet set and told to make something out of them, and they did, and it was very good. And one of the old ladies went. So now there's.
Talk about The Sewing Bee.
Yes. Someone actually asked for this in the comments.
I love The Sewing Bee. There's only one more episode, and then.
Ever?
No, this is this season. But then hopefully the baking one will start soon. Then because you love that.
I do like a bit of Bake Off.
You love Bake Off.
Although, stupid woman who eats out the side of her mouth.
But I want to start sewing now. It's made me want to do it because it looks so good.
Oh, slave to the yarn industry.
There's a Hobbycraft 2 doors down from the toy shop I'm going to tomorrow. You could go and get your sewing tools from Hobbycraft.
There's a child that we have to have with us.
He can sit in the car. We'll
they let children in toy shops now.
Not with me when I'm filming, they don't.
He doesn't do anything with her. He doesn't really like him.
I'll take him to the toy shop, but then he'll have to sit in the car while I go back in and film it and pretend I'm in there for the first time. Don't look at
what
me.
they said.
What happened there?
I don't know, but I could hear someone talking.
I see.
Pab, you mentioned you watched Interstellar. Is that the one on the cold planet? Or would I get lost?
Yeah, both, everything.
It's long, isn't it? I've seen it. It's really good.
It's a film, yeah.
But it's like 3 hours and...
It's 2 hours 50 minutes, something like that, and I was up till 3:30 in the morning, didn't realise it was this long.
Mate, I think I watched the director's cut or something crazy like that, where it was 3.5 hours.
It
Something like that.
But it's gripping, it is fascinating, and it is a genuinely good film. It really is.
Isn't it people go missing on a planet, but it's like a time dilation issue or something like
Basically, the premise is you start off on the Earth, like in the future, in the like near future, where basically the Earth is destroying itself, and then they end up sending a shuttle off trying to find another place for everyone to go to, and then they go through like a wormhole, don't they?
Yeah. And
basically they've already sent off like several different people off to different planets to find out if they're viable planets to live on. And basically this shuttle run by Matthew McConaughey, isn't it? And he's trying to like link up with these people and find out if they're viable and if they're still alive and if we can survive on it. And it's just a fascinating.
It was brilliant. I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a bit long, as we've just said.
It's really long, but like I say, it was just gripping. I didn't realise it. Like I say, I put it on like Saturday night about midnight-ish. I thought I'll just watch a film before I got to bed, and I was up till like 3:30 just watching it, going, oh, bloody hell, I didn't realise it was that late. And it's just such a gripping, fascinating film. It's very entertaining, and it's very well regarded in the film world, and it's very good.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Anyway, any more?
TV stuff. Have you watched Outcast?
Yeah, we watched most of it this evening, didn't we?
We did.
I'm really, really struggling with it because I still.
It's like for like.
So similar, and I was kind of losing interest as we were watching it earlier because I feel like I've watched it all before. They've made a massive mistake by not separating it at all, and it's just.
Yeah, well, it's trying to get different audiences, I think, isn't it? Because because of what you said, I'm not reading the comic at all. So I'm just sticking to the TV program because it's supposed to, like I say, if it's like for like, I don't need to. I'd much rather watch something than read something. So yeah, and I thought it was a good episode.
Are you enjoying it, Anna?
Yeah, it's a bit slow.
Yeah, it is slow, but
it's very slow because I liked the first episode where the whole demon thing. Yeah, I thought it was messy. I thought it was interesting and just gory. And now it's just a bit of, the next door neighbour died.
Yeah, it slowed right down.
No.
Pardon?
It's important that neighbour has died.
And we find out that his sister person, I don't even know what she is to him.
She's the little girl who lived in the house that he went to live in after his mum went nut and he had to go and live somewhere else.
Oh, so like a foster
family.
Yeah.
That's the word for it. I knew there was a proper word.
So we find out why she doesn't like that guy, and then we finished it. He was getting out of the car. And the policeman, and then we had to turn it off because it was bedtime. But it's just a bit slow. But hopefully it will pick up. It will get a bit better. But it's just, I think they're just setting the ground because I still don't know why that man went and set that caravan on fire. No idea.
Yeah, there's something going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, because that man gave the policeman gave that man his watch back. And then he went to watch the caravan, and then he burnt it, and I'm like, what's happening?
Something going on. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on, and Kev knows everything that's going on. And I'm suspecting that police officer's not long for this world, but Kev doesn't. Kev knows all this stuff, but he's not going to say anything.
I was nodding when you said that I know it all. I was nodding. As soon as you started talking about specific things, I'm now deliberately not to move my head or have any facial expression.
I think this is more of a binge watch than watch it weekly because there's so much going on and you're trying to keep track of what's going on. I think it's one way you could just record the whole season and then watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely doing it that way, it does grip you. I read all 19 issues of the comics in a day. Because it was that good, and it just drags you from the next to the next to the next. Once I started, there was no getting out of it. I just had to read it through, and I imagine the TV show would be like that as well. So they should swap it around with Orange Is the New Black. Make this one come out all in one go, and then make you wait week to week.
No.
To be fair, I think Orange Is the New Black would benefit from being like that because I felt empty now it's not there. But Would you recommend? Because I haven't watched any of this. Should I just read the comics, Kev?
It depends what medium you enjoy more, and it depends how eager you'd be to find out all the story now. Because you could start reading the comics now, and by the time you go to sleep, you'll know everything that's going to happen in the first season of the show. But
yeah,
then,
I prefer that.
But then you don't want to watch the season because it's the same.
I think I'll read it then because I'm at a point at the moment. Claire was like, "Oh, I've heard Preacher's really good. Should we watch that?" And I'm like, "Look, when we finish Once Upon a Time, I just don't want to have any more programs. I just want to be up to speed with everything, and then go. Oh, I'm gonna have summer off." And
summer off from telly. Only you have to take a holiday from telly.
I was fatigued by the Euros. I was really fed up of watching football every night. It was wearing me out.
I've only seen 4 games throughout the whole Euros.
I've literally watched every single game except tonight when I was here, and it was wearing me out.
You're allowed to stop watching him, you know?
I'm not if it's on the telly. It got to the point where I've actually ordered Sky Multi-Room, but it won't come for another 10 days, so...
You've ordered Sky Multi-Room so you can go and watch the sewing bee in the kitchen while your wife watches football in the living room.
Something like that. Yeah. But, I mean, same with Preacher, I guess. Shall I just read the comic on that?
It's completely different.
Completely
different.
Have you watched this week's, Kev?
No, I haven't, but I'll watch it tomorrow while I'm cooking.
It's not on. It's on Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not on there.
What do you mean it's not on there?
I looked for it. I thought, they must have. We're having a week off. I searched for it elsewhere. I have means of getting it elsewhere, so I found it elsewhere.
So you nicked it, you monster.
No, I didn't. Somebody else did.
You still nicked it.
If
your hand.
Well, I was confused, so I had to think. Hang on a minute. Is this another episode that I've already seen?
Handwritten DVD fell into my Blu-ray player.
Yeah, exactly. So it's. I don't know.
It's on there. I'm looking at it now. It's on there now.
It's on there, number 5.
Yeah, number 5 is on there. There you go, just at the bottom there. It's on there, available to watch now.
Maybe it wasn't on. Maybe it wasn't on when I was trying to see it.
Maybe you did watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I did watch it.
You just forgot.
And anyway, I watched that, and because I'm starting to read more of the Preacher comics. I'm sort of waning on. I'm liking this now.
Yeah, I want this to be as good as the comics, and the first 4 episodes haven't been.
It's like as if it's just something. It's like if they've got a basic premise and gone right, off you go then and do your own thing, because they do not give no.
See, it's quite funny because I haven't watched either of these, and I'm listening to you two say that the other one, Outcast, it's identical. It's not good. They should do something different. Preacher's nothing like the comic. They should just. The
thing is, the difference between the two is Outcast is quite a good comic. Preacher is one of the best stories I've ever read, and
I see.
It would be like them taking Game of Thrones and just taking the characters and doing something completely different with them and not following any of the story that made it good. You'd just go nuts.
Yeah, basically they start off with Preacher. This guy here, he gets like the word of God put into him, and then off you go with it. Whereas the comic book it's the
comic book
like it.
He is hunting God.
Yeah.
And he's not hunting God on the telly.
What is the word of God? Yo?
No, he can basically he can say stuff in a certain way and then people have to obey him. And it's literal obeying as well. So if he tells them to go and F themselves, they cut off their bits and insert them in different parts of themselves.
So something strange happens in this week's episode, which makes me think, how long does this last for? This word of God, or whatever it is that he has. It is interesting. Oh, something's not right. Something's weird's gone on at the very end of the episode. I came away confused because I was like,
well, I shall watch both
it.
of the ones I'm behind on before next week's show, and we shall discuss it at length because we won't have Game of Thrones to talk about.
Yep.
I follow.
Go on.
Sorry. No, I was going to just move into comics, and Anna sits silently in the background.
Well, I was going to let Anna say goodbye because I can see she's really bored already because she doesn't watch any of these shows, and she's not going to want to hear us talk about comics. So would you like to say your goodbyes, Anna? Where can people find you on the internet?
I'm on the internet.
I remember a really good podcast that sounded a bit like that.
We should get back into doing that.
Oh, I got my 500 followers today.
Congrats.
It only took me 4 years.
Where are they following you, Anna?
At Miss Lelujo. So yeah, I'm there.
Splendid. Well, we shall let you go then, Anna, and I'll see you shortly because you're just in the next room. But everyone else won't see you for a week now.
Have a good week, Anna.
Bye bye, Anna. Oh, I nearly hung up there. I'm not supposed to hang up. I'm doing this stupid program.
Goodbye.
Bye bye, Anna.
Go to the Deeping Fate on Sunday. I'll see you there. Oh, she's gone.
We're not going to do that. We've got toy shopping to do on Saturday, and then I'll be playing with my new toys on Sunday.
I thought sing there. Come see her sing.
She's shouting from the other room. You're not. It'll be embarrassed. She won't know about it. She's shouting. I'll get a hammer. You should still be on the show if you want to threaten my toys.
So yeah, I followed your advice, as I've mentioned before. I've been reading through the whole the crises. Crisis. I'm up to the point now. I've read Flashpoint. I'm on to Convergence.
Yeah, so Convergence is now like 3 years into the New 52. So you're almost caught up now with all the major events.
So what I wanted to check was, first off, so me and you had a chat over text because Final Crisis was a surprising. I'm talking to you, Kev. Was a surprising.
Yeah, Anna's also talking to me because she's trying to get past me. So carry on.
I found Final Crisis was good, but it weren't that good. Like, it was kind of a filler. I know you justified why it was important because it mentioned why. The fact that everyone lived in a multiverse and they were aware of it and that kind of thing. But am I supposed to know who the big alien race of people are who are...
Final Crisis is really, really confusing because it's a Grant Morrison book, and the more I delve into comics, the more I realise I don't really like Grant Morrison books because it's just a load of nonsense that doesn't really... It probably does mean something if you want to read every little bit of backstory and dig into everything, but for just normal people like me who just want to be told a good story, Grant Morrison books aren't for me.
See, because my thing with that was, right, so what's the first one called? Infinite Crisis? Or Crisis of Infinite Earths? The Crisis of Infinite Earths is like, oh my god, the multiverse is coming to pieces, let's merge it all together and bang, we've got one Earth. And then in Infinite Crisis, it kind of does the opposite. It's all splitting apart again, oh my god. And then in that one that we just said, Final Crisis, I was expecting it to be kind of similar because it's always the pariah, is that his name? And it's always like Psycho Pirate and people like that. And they were in this one, but it was like, oh, Darkseid's brainwashing everyone, and the universe is being a bit weird. But then it just suddenly, I was reading it, and then I got to the last comic, and it sort of switched to just some people. There was like gods that were being killed, but then it seemed to imply that these gods were actually just a race that was kind of big enough that they were outside of all the multiverse, looking at them all in a jar. So they were in almost like they're in the fifth dimension, I guess, looking at all the multiverses. But I was kind of like, either these fifth dimensional beings are enormous, like so giant it's unreal, they're bigger than all the universes, or it's just some weird sciencey mumbo jumbo. But they came out of nowhere. They just,
Welcome to Grant Morrison.
Yeah. And then I read Flashpoint, which I guess I'd spoiled for myself by watching The Flash because I knew why it had happened, whereas if I'd just read that from the start, I wouldn't have known what had happened.
But if you'd have read the 5 issues leading up to it, you would.
So
we know what caused it before it starts.
Right, in the Flash comic, he does what he does in the Flash show, I guess, then. Okay, that's cool. That made me feel better because I was a bit like, I'm glad, obviously I wouldn't like the Flash if I hadn't watched the show, I guess, but reading that was really cool, but it wasn't really connected to the multiverse that much. I can't remember really how or when it was. It showed.
The key thing about Flashpoint is it basically started the New 52.
Right. Okay.
Because after they put the universe back together again, after they broke it, the new universe that was put back together was the New 52. So for the last 5 years, the New 52 has been the Flash's fault. But then in DC Universe Rebirth, we found out, it wasn't. Someone else was controlling it all and pulling the strings all along.
Interesting. So I'm catching up. I've not finished. I'm like half a comic through Convergence. I didn't know. I'm guessing that at the end of whatever Superman story happened before that, he went missing or was presumed dead. and then in Convergence you find out he's not dead.
Well, in Convergence we get a different Superman. That's where because
it's like
in the DC universe now we've got two Supermen, but one's dead now. But is he dead? And it's
I always thought it was Earth 2 and Earth 1 Superman. But
it's the pre-New 52 Superman comes back. So
who's the one with stubble?
He's the old one, the one from before the New 52. So from before Flashpoint, he comes back because comics, and yeah.
It started with him.
It's Superman again because the New 52 Superman is now dead.
Right. Okay. Because he just suddenly was in an alternate dimension with Brainiac and I thought, I should maybe go back and read his comic, but I'm guessing it just starts with that. That's it. It doesn't really do that.
Pretty much. He sort of just.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's immense. I love it, and I'm looking forward to kind of finishing this one and then feeling a bit more up to speed. But it does feel like I've gone through a baptism of fire, to be honest. Like, and watching the style and writing change throughout the 20 years. Because, if I was reading these live, that's 20 or 25, 30 years of my life. I mean, I'm envious of the people who've sat through all of that. Because
but they didn't have iPhones, so,
No, you're right, but it's pretty epic to think. I mean, we're at a point now where I guess we're reading The Walking Dead month by month, and I'm reading the Buffy comics month by month, and that's cool because I'm on board with them. But if I waited 10 years, I could probably read through 100 of them and job done, I suppose. So it's a coin toss, really, isn't it? If I want to get into anything now that I want to binge read, it's got to be a decade old, really.
Which is why you should start Preacher.
How old's that?
20 years.
Jesus. Yeah. So there's plenty there then.
66.
And it's finite as well. So you can finish it.
Cool. Oh, yeah, it's got an ending, has it?
Yeah, it finished in like 2000.
Oh, cracking. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out properly then. I'm still on this kind of, I can't believe how good these comics all are, and I do dip in and out of other ones, but I don't want to keep bringing up random ones. It's good to bring random ones up on the show, but I never remember what I bloody read.
That's why you need Evernote, to keep a note of them as you read them, like I do.
Buffy was one I caught up on this week, and I still think no one. Like, I must be a majority of one. No one has tweeted me going, "Oh yeah, I was a big Buffy fan." Well, I'll read those comics. Nobody I know is interested in the fact that there is.
Everyone who cared about Buffy remembers you from Buffy conventions and doesn't want to talk to you now.
Yeah, but it's like 3.5 seasons of awesome story there. That they should check out. It's really good. That's me.
I've barely read anything this week because we haven't had any of the DC Rebirth books because we're in a silly 5th week of the month thing, and
I nearly emailed Comixology. Where's my subscriptions? I've got all these subscriptions.
I did go in and check and saw that they're all the 7th of July or whenever it is. Okay. So they're all coming out next week. So I've used the week to start playing a little bit of catch up, and I had a look through my bookshelf behind me, and I had a look through what I've got in Comixology, and there's dozens and dozens of things that I've bought and haven't even started to read yet. So obviously I started rereading New 52 Batman instead. So I've read the first 2 arcs of that again. I only ever stayed on with it up to about issue 20, 25 when I was reading it through at the time. So I want to get caught back up to that point, remind myself what's happened, and then when they were cheap, just before DC Rebirth came out, I bought them all so I can go from 25 through to 52 then and get the full Batman story from New 52. So I'm just really enjoying reading Batman in one big bulk, and it's exactly what Sheepdog was just saying, because when I was reading this month to month, like 4 or 5 years ago when it first came out, it was good, but it's quite easy when it's a 22-page comic and then you have to wait a month for the next 22 pages. It's quite easy to forget what you read the week before, but reading them, certainly reading arcs together, I think I might be drifting towards being a trade paperback man, because if you read the arc all together, you can sort of keep track of what's going on, and the stories they seem to work much better reading them as arcs. I've read the first 2 arcs, just did them both in 2 blocks, and we'll try and do the third over the weekend, and then I'm nearly caught up with where I was. When I stopped, it was the reason I stopped at the time was because I did the whole death in the family thing when Robin died, and it was a tie-in across about 30 different Batman books, and I just stopped because no.
See, I find that a bit. Yeah, I get why they do it, and if I was in that game, I probably would want to do it too. But whenever it says "see comic blah blah blah," I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. No, not just to get some random reference.
On Comixology for this one, normally it has when you finish the book, it tells you can click the button to go into the next one in the series. And I remember this from the time, and it came up again when I was looking at it this week. It has 2 buttons for this one. It has read next in series, read next in arc, and the next in the arc will be go off and read a Nightwing book or a Robin book or something.
And the thing when they get you there, because I tried to do this once, and it's not that it's a nice, fresh, standalone episode of the Robin comic.
Yeah, you have to go and read them all to find out what's going on.
Yeah, you can't just pick it up. It'll be mid-sentence between the last comics. You have to go back 10.
Yeah.
And you just think, oh, they've got me for a barrel, you know. And so I just thought, no, I'm cracking on with just the way I am. I'll just be ignorant, or I'll Google. You know, Wikipedia will tell me the bits you don't know already, and it's not let me down so far. But I don't know. It's just one of those things, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, I almost wish I could just download these all into my brain and know the knowledge from them, and that'd be it, really. It takes some of the fun out of it, but if I could just
take all of the fun out of it.
Yeah. If I could remember how awesome the stories were, but I didn't actually read them, I think I'd feel okay with that. For some of these bits. I'd want the complete backstory of all the characters so I could just read them and be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
You're a lunatic. So what have you read this week, Pab?
As ever, I'm catching up week behind on Rebirth, so I've read Wonder Woman #1, which I enjoyed very much. But
As you should.
I'm finding, similar to what you were saying before, I think I'd get more out of it if I had a number of them together. Because I've read Action Comics, Next Action Comics, and Detective Comics, and I'm sat here now thinking I do not have a clue what happened in any of them now, because I read them at the start of the week and I have completely forgot, and I'm getting them muddled up now because I'm literally reading different, syncing out every other week. I'm having to read them and catching up, but I'm enjoying them all. I really am. That's the problem. I find there's none that I'm particularly going, I can sack this one off right now. They're all.
You've not paid enough attention to Aquaman. Read that.
I've got Aquaman. Yeah. I only got a dispatch note from Planet saying my Aquaman has finally been dispatched, so I've not got Aquaman.
That's why you've not found Wonder Bin off yet.
Yeah, so I've not subscribed to Aquaman either. I've not subscribed to Comixology until I thought I'm going to read the Rebirth, and then I will see where I go from there. So I've got the Rebirth coming probably next week now, and I'll read Aquaman. But the Wonder Woman one was very good, and it was basically telling you she doesn't know her way home. Basically, is it? What do you remember?
She doesn't know what the truth of her origin is. She doesn't know where home is even.
Yeah, that's the thing. This comic it pretty much ends with her going, I need help from someone.
Yeah, she's got a New 52 origin in her head, but a pre-New 52 origin as well. And she's more than any other character who's been affected so far. She's noticed that she has no idea what reality is anymore, and she's got all these different memories from different realities that contradict each other, and she has no idea what's going on. And it's awesome.
Yeah, it is a very good book, and I've got to subscribe, so that will continue to go on. And as I said, Action Comics. Which one's Action Comics now? The Superman one.
Action Comics is the one that Lex Luthor's in.
Yeah, that still kind of interests me. It's not putting me off reading it. It's an interesting sort of way of telling the story. I don't know what's. I don't even know what I'm just winging this out because I do not have a clue what's. I cannot think at all what's in it. I know I read it and thinking that was good. And the same with Detective Comics stuff.
Detective Comics is superb. I think that's one of my favourites of the whole lot.
Detective Comics is one with like the
Bat team
in a group, training
being formed.
Yeah, training the new team.
Talking about Lex Luthor, I keep thinking I need to Google. Well, I don't want to Google because I know if it exists it'd be expensive by now. But I want to see if there's like a pop vinyl of Lex Luthor in his war suit.
There's not.
Not likely.
That's why I've got The Rock. I wanted a Lex Luthor pop vinyl so that I could reenact Batman vs Superman with my toys. But there isn't one. There is no Lex Luthor pop vinyl, so I've got The Rock to dress him up, and he's going to play Lex Luthor in my reenactment.
Strange there's not one for the Batman vs Superman film, is there?
Yeah,
Really?
you can get Aquaman and Cyborg for the Batman vs Superman film, but there's no Lex Luthor.
That's
no
weird.
Lois Lane either.
I've got to say, I always thought Cyborg was a bit of an extra, and I always thought Green Arrow was more of a main cast, and it seems to be the other way around.
Mm.
I was quite surprised at that. Cyborg seems to be everywhere.
Cyborg's one who sort of appeared fairly recently.
He's been retconned, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's taken the place of Martian Manhunter as your founding Justice League member. At least the New 52 version.
I find that odd. Martian Manhunter is, I knew he was a big deal, and he's been a big deal all the way through, and yeah, like you say.
But then in New 52, he was nowhere to be seen for a long part. He appeared eventually, but...
He'd been killed, hadn't he, in one of the other ones, so...
Yeah, but New 52, it all started again, so he should have been there, and he wasn't. But he turned up eventually.
Yes.
I was splendid. I have a player in my Bolton team called John Jones.
Good.
I changed it to be spelt that way.
I want him to have his own spin-off because he's in the DC TV universe, the Arrowverse.
Splendid.
Very good. One last thing that I have read. I finally finished We Stand on Guard. I finally finished it. I've read like 3 chapters of it, and I was like, okay, I need to get back and finish this. This fella knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Hey?
Yeah. This fella knows his stuff.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? You need to read Why the Last Man now. That's.
I looked on my Amazon wishlist and I'm going, oh, that's by him, is it? Okay, yeah, okay. Because I listen to podcasts about comics and stuff like that, and I go, just put it on my Amazon list, and I'll get back to it at some point. And I'm going through it, going, that's by him, that's by him, that's by him. This saga's by him. I went, oh crap, that's.
Why the Last Man was the first series I ever bought everything of. Probably 6 or 7 years ago when I first started dabbling in comics. That was the one that made me think, yeah, actually, these can be awesome. They're not just silly superhero stories for kids. Yeah. This is brilliant. And it was the first thing that told me that, and you got to read it. It's superb.
Is that finite? Is that a small series?
Yeah, it's not particularly small. I think it was 70 or 80 issues. So you're looking at it probably cost me 60 odd quid at the time to get it. Backs for it. It was awesome. It was worth it.
Yeah, I will look into that because, like I said, this book is genuinely a good read. The art style's good. Everything about it is just really, really clever. And I would, like I said in many other podcasts about this, it's definitely worth buying.
Looks like it's cluttering up your room there, though, Pab. You should probably just put that in the post hole curve and let him have it.
Cluttering up my room. I cleared my room the other day, and I found this. I found Fables.
Have you read that?
I have no recollection of buying this.
That was the second book that I went out there and bought, and probably spent even more on that because that goes on for 200 issues.
Yeah, I bought this based on the game, The Wolf Among Us. I thought I'll buy this, and I read probably about a couple of issues of that now and there, and I was like, yeah, this is
brilliant.
And the game, it's the Wolf Among Us game, sort of like is very much that comic book, isn't it? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in for this.
It's when it comes away from that and you start going back into back before they came to the Mundy world. I can't even remember all the technical terms for it, but they just go. It stops being about Bigby and Snow, and you get the backstories of everybody. Basically, each arc is just a story of a different character.
That's kind of cool.
Bigby and Snow are just like the first maybe 2 arcs, and then you don't see them for 3 or 4 arcs, and then eventually everyone comes together at the end for the grand finale, and it's just brilliant. Really,
there's a lot of books in that series, isn't there? And they're expensive. These like deluxe editions are like 20 quid a book, and they've got 10 issues in each of these.
Yeah, I bought them all on Comixology years ago, and they probably cost me £10 per set.
Yeah.
So maybe 6 issues in there. It was ridiculously expensive, but.
See, that's the thing. Cool. I feel I'm obliged to buy the physical one because I've got the first one here, physical. I've got to get the rest of them like that now.
Well, when you're clearing out the clutter to make room, send that Squirrel Girl my way.
Yeah, I will do. I don't even know where that is anymore.
Pat, if you want to put We Stand on Guard and Squirrel Girl in the same box and just send them to Peterborough, we'll just split it when it gets here.
I'll just bring them to you in 4 weeks.
That's a good idea.
Yes, I won't be doing, by the way.
MGPX only 4 weeks away.
It is. That's why we've been writing it and stuff.
Yeah. There's all these notes here.
And rehearsing.
Pages
and
pages of
getting
notes.
the T-shirt sorted and all that.
Yes. Anyway, I did post on Twitter that I got another comic book earlier in the week. You said, have you actually going to open this book?
Yeah.
The Legends 30th Anniversary Edition, first appearance of Suicide Squad. The answer is no. I haven't opened it.
You're not ever going to take it out of the bag.
I looked at it. I opened it and looked at it and I went, oh yeah, there's a Will Smith character from the Suicide Squad. I don't remember his name. No, yeah, that's him.
Deadshot, you moron.
Deadshot. I thought it was Deadshot, and I was like, I couldn't remember if it was the guy from Arrow. So yeah, but I will probably read it at some point because it looks kind of cool. But yeah,
don't tell Anna. I'm coming off camera here, so you can't prove this was me saying it. I've pre-ordered the full set of Suicide Squad pops. There's like 10 of them.
Oh. What are you going to do about the collectible exclusives?
You are a monster. Like, oh my god. I'm into these big time, but you're ill.
Oh, speaking of pops, you pointed out that there's a Spider-Gwen one coming out soon, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't get the Women of Power one, because the picture was a Spider-Gwen pop.
Well, you might be getting one, Sheepdog, because I've inadvertently pre-ordered about 6 of them.
Ow.
Because I went on one website and it went end of June, whatever it said on yours, 29th of June. I went, okay, yeah. Forbidden Planet, oh yeah, it's cheaper on there. I get it. Hang on a minute, 30th of July. I'd already pre-ordered it. I was like, okay, so I'll go somewhere else, pre-ordered it on somewhere else, and then I've bid on it on eBay as well. I'm like, I've got so many of these on pre-order now. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, I got mine through Zavvi, and I've got that and Power Girl both on pre-order, so they'll both arrive at some point.
Yeah, I've got mine on Amazon. I think I've got mine on Amazon. That's coming tomorrow, I think. So. Oh, it's insane. I potentially could have at least 4 of them.
Sheepdog, that's why I've had to start my new YouTube channel that I've been tweeting about today, because I need to find a way to pay for all these pop vinyls. So I'm trying to do a YouTube channel basically about pop vinyls. So if you are a pop vinyl nerd like what we are, you need to get yourself along and have a look at Never Too Old, which is my new YouTube channel, which is linked on this channel somewhere. You've got to find it. It'll be in the description to this episode as well. And it's basically me opening pop vinyls, looking at pop vinyls, buying pop vinyls, and playing with pop vinyls. And that's it. That's going to be a whole channel. So I'm planning a reenactment of my version of Batman versus Superman that I'm going to film, which is why I needed The Rock to be Lex Luthor, so that and I'm going to just reenact it and play, because I like playing with them. They're fun. So
that's quite cool. If you do a stop motion.
I've got a stop motion app ready. I've got a tripod for my phone sat there. That's why I need to go and get a Batcave from the toy shop tomorrow, so that they can be in the Batcave and not just on my desk.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. I've got a question. The Batcave itself. Is it explain why there's a dinosaur in it? Is it just me? Because I'm obviously new to this stuff.
I don't think we get an explanation. I think it's just there, just like the giant penny is there.
Okay, okay. So it's not just a whole like arc or something.
It was in Flashpoint.
Was it?
Yeah. Could it be from when the timeline went mental in?
There probably is a reason. Let us know in the comments. There's bound to be a reason.
Infinite Crisis. There were dinosaurs running all over.
Right.
Yeah, it could have been from them.
Yeah, I just saw it and I was like, why is there a dinosaur in there? And it has everything in there, so it could just be that reason. So, anyway,
indeed.
But does that mean that smiley face sticker wasn't relevant?
Well, that's one of the other reasons I'm reading through the new 52 versions. I'm trying to see the letter, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm only like 2 arcs in, and I haven't seen the letter knocking around.
But was it not the letter from his dad?
Yeah, and I haven't seen it in there. But we know it's there. Because
why are you worried about the letter?
Because the letter was where the smiley face thing was stuck on. It was stuck onto the letter, wasn't it?
But no, I think it's being rewritten in. I think it's being retconned rather than it was there all along.
But the letter was there before.
Yeah, but the letter was, but the pin wasn't.
Yeah, the pin won't be, but I want to see the letter just so I can go, oh, there's that letter.
Right, I see. Yeah.
The letter was just from his dad in the other dimension, wasn't it? The other timeline, saying I love you, and I'm a better Batman than you are. So I don't, because I remember I was reading that letter bit the other day, and I was just kind of like, That's the letter Kev mentioned he was excited about seeing again, but I was like, I still don't see how it connects to the Watchmen.
The smiley face thing was put on that letter.
But the smiley face sticker wasn't even made clear in the Watchmen, was it?
What? No, it's just a clue.
It's not even a clue. It was just dotted around that comic series.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's dotted around here, so it just shows us they're connected.
Yeah. So they're not only going to explain what was going on in because you don't even really know yet about the whole gap between Flashpoint and DC Rebirth yet, do you?
No, all we know is that Dr. Manhattan probably had something to do with it. Probably. And that's all we know at the moment.
But he wasn't Dr. Manhattan was the blue one, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't have anything to do with the smiley faces, did he?
No. And the comedian's dead. So, who knows?
It's going to be ludicrous, isn't it?
But if he can do what he wants to the DC universe, he could bring the comedian back as well if he wanted to. So.
Yeah, I suppose. And I mean, I guess if they explain that and Watchmen at the same time, it's a pretty big deal.
Sheepdog. If you learnt nothing from reading through all the crises, they ain't explaining anything.
No, right.
Right, I think that is about that. Suffice it to say, we must, of course, remind you that you need to get your MGPX tickets sorted out. You can do that by going to maturegamerpodcast.com/MGPX or justgiving.com/MGPX16, whichever one of those you go through. Every £1 you spend on tickets will get you an entry into the famous MGPX raffle, which has a grand prize with an Xbox with a game and some other stuff as well, T-shirts and stuff. You know, normal swag type gubbins, and also a Terminator tin thing that came in an awful loot crate that I've just thrown in that box in anger, and a Matrix jigsaw. So you know, there's loads of good stuff in there. We'll do the jigsaw live with whoever wins. Me and you will make the jigsaw together at MGPX. I think that's reasonable.
I need to get more T-shirts for this swag. I think that's the one thing I feel isn't really there. There's probably only about 12 T-shirts.
Well, we'll put a Bolton shirt in there after I buy this one and realise it's the wrong size.
I'm getting rid of several Bolton shirts, actually.
Well, can I have one?
No, well, you're large?
Could be.
Yeah.
I'm certainly large, yes.
He's been described as large, yeah.
Okay then, maybe.
Right then.
Talking of large, I've just bought a pair of Freddie Flintoff shoes off of Giacomo because I've realised that his shoes go up to size 18. So I might actually get a pair of work shoes that fit for the first time in my life. And it's all thanks to a cricketer.
In the chat, Nick Warbank has said, question, should I buy Spider-Gwen episode 0?
Pat, that's one for you, to haven't read any of it.
I would buy anything Spider-Gwen, but I'm sort of biased because I really like the character. I'm not sure what he refers to as Spider-Gwen episode 0.
There's always an episode 0 that sets the scene, isn't there?
Possibly. I've just got
buy it all. I've got
the 2 trade paperbacks of Spider-Gwen, and there is a new Spider-Gwen coming out next week, I think. So if he's referring to that, I've got that pre-ordered, and like I say, I'm just a big Spider-Gwen fan. That's probably the only thing I'm reading on Marvel at the minute, so I'll say yeah.
Well, there we have it then. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab1986.
You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast or here at youtube.com/MatureGamerPodcast. Check out my new channel, which you just have to search for Never Too Old at the moment. It doesn't have a personalised URL. I am, however, giving away a pop vinyl, Black Canary Pop, which you can get by just subscribing to the channel, and then next week, a randomly selected subscriber will get that, because it was a double that I got in my Arrow mystery box a little while ago, so you can win the Black Canary. And get your MGPX tickets and all that jazz. Lelujo FM, that's a good one as well. Watch all that stuff. Send me money. I need pop vinyl money. And if you want to see me going to a toy shop tomorrow, you know what channel to look at.
Don't encourage him.
See you next week, boys and girls.
You're real. Have a good week, guys.
Bye bye.